What's up, my YouTubing wizards? Long time no see. Happy New Year. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was my year. You know, this year has been a very interesting one for me. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have had an interesting year. I mean, it is a long year. I feel like 2015 has been one of those years where everyone in life has felt that shift, you know? Has felt that urge, that surge of energy through them. Well, anyway, I wanted to talk about my year. The good stuff, you know, the bad stuff. Everyone's had good stuff and bad stuff throughout the years, whether it's family confrontation or anything. But I didn't want to just do that. I wanted to also give you a New Year's resolution. I guess I should start off with all the good things that happened to me this year. I started this, for one. I started this YouTube channel. Now that took a lot of, how do I put it? Not courage, but it took a lot of me to make that. Because it's not that I didn't want to, it's that I didn't want to deal with all the trolls and all the negative people in this world. You know, they tell you to just let the negativity aside. Well, it hurts me personally. It not to a point where I'm like boo-hooing in tears if somebody calls me a faggot, but I want to stand up and defend myself. You know? I mean, who wouldn't want to defend themselves when they're being attacked? It's just natural. So yeah, that was one good thing that took a lot of willpower to pull off. Another thing was I started a book. I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing the last couple of days, is I've been writing a book. I reached about the 10,000 word point the other day, and I've been going strong with it, you know. It's a nice little fantasy story. See, my goal really is to make people feel something. It really has nothing, even this YouTube channel, it has nothing to do with money or talking to people or any of that kind of stuff. It really just has to do with me making you feel something. Another good thing that happened to me this year was I got out of being homeless. A friend let us stay with them and gave us a home, a roof that we could live under without having to pay way too much fucking money for nothing. I mean, I was living in a hotel at the beginning of the year going to high school. You can imagine how fucking difficult that was to be in a jam-packed hotel room with 3 other people. And a cat. There you go, there's your 4th person. You know, before I left, I remember looking out of the hotel window and seeing like 3-4 inches of snow up off the ground. Well, that was terrible. I had to walk up and down that all the time. When we went to dinner, I had to walk over to the local Arby's or to the local Taco Bell and get dinner for us every time almost. But you know, that's a good thing that we finally got out of being like that. You know, if I was still living in a hotel, there's no way I'd be writing books or making YouTube videos or editing pictures. There's no way I'd be doing any of that. There's no way I'd be able to fulfill any of my passions if I was still living in a hotel. Another good thing that happened to me was I reconnected with a lot of friends that I've missed, you know. I've been away from Florida for more than 2 years now, you know. I've made a few friends living out here in Tennessee, but none of them have managed to stick around longer than 6 months. It's probably because I've moved around so much, but you know, people connect. If you connect with somebody, you should try to stay connected to them. You know, there's so many mediums like Facebook, Twitter, you know, even YouTube. There's just too many to count. You know, no, that's probably where my bads come in. You know, I'd like to think that the bads outweigh the goods, but You have to be grateful for every little thing that you get in this world. If you're not, it'll all tumble down on you, and you'll see just how precious it was to you. Yes, I didn't party last night. I wanted to. I had some drinks, but that was it. I didn't actually boom, here's the fireworks. Here's my flashing nipples. No, I didn't go nuts with it. And that brings me to I was going to talk about the bads, but now I'm going to come back to YouTube. No, I've been gone the last couple of days. I hadn't posted anything on my YouTube channel in over a week. And there's good reason for that, because, Fallout's okay. I'm kind of waiting for the real mod manager to come out so that I can I can install these amazing mods that no one's thought of yet. But I've just been kind of writing the book. That's kind of what I've been putting my main focus on the last couple of days, is writing on that book little by little every single day. It's coming along pretty good. I mean, in a week I've already got my first 10,000 words. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. 43, 44 pages. It takes some people it takes over 6 months for them to get that much word on paper. But then again, it is also a fact of drive. You have to know what you want before you can set it down on paper. I think that's people's biggest problem, is knowing what to write down before they write it. It's kind of like drawing, where if you're stressed out and you're tense, it's not going to look right at all, or it's going to be really scratchy. You just have to let it flow. One of my friends from Florida taught me that, and I just recently thanked her for it before the new year. Because if I didn't know how to just let words flow, how to just let lines flow, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be making a YouTube video about it. I wouldn't be doing anything like that. I'd just be a normal dude, sitting around at home being a lazy bum, or working at the local fry joint. I guess that should just lead me into the bad stuff, At the beginning of the year, I was in a hotel room with 3 inches of snow every day. It wasn't until I was still going to school too, I was still putting up with that bullshit. And I was a senior. This was my last year. I was just trying to get it over with and get that diploma. But the fucking guidance counselor of the school told me that I had to have 2 extra courses, which was a load of crap, because the curriculum in Florida is a lot different than it is here in Tennessee. And she lost 2 or 3 of my classes, of my extra classes that I had took in Tennessee that weighed more than they did here. So she took them away from me. And I was just like, fuck it. I'm not going here another year. I'm not putting up with your bullshit. I quit. I'm dropping out. There's nothing you can teach me that I can't learn on my own or achieve on my own. Life is full of ups and downs, and it's not linear. And if you strive, you can achieve greatness with your own 2 hands. I've been taught that by so many great people. There are so many great people who talk about dropping out of college and dropping out of school to achieve their goals and to pursue their passions. And that's what I wanted to do, I wanted to have stride to do what I want to do and to be good at it. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm not trying to compare myself to people who dropped out of college. In fact, I wouldn't even condone dropping out of school. I'd actually say stay in school, because having that paper is a lot more reliable than just having a skill or some portfolios. I promise you, having that piece of paper takes you a long way. Has your name on it, and it has your life's history on it. No one knows what I've been doing the last 12 years. They didn't know that I've been going to school, because I don't have papers to show it now. But getting away from that, I can't really say the bad has outweighed the good. I'm not homeless anymore. That's really good. That takes up the majority of the year, is me getting out of being homeless and having a friend in my time of need, being able to do this. And it brings me back to my point where be grateful for what you have, for you never know when it'll disappear. I mean, they say that your entire world can go upside down like that. In the blink of an eye, the snap of a finger, the pulse of your heart. It's that quick. And don't let it get away from you, because if you do, you'll never get it back. Or you'll have to fight like hell to get it back. I promise you that. I promise you. I mean, how am I supposed to know? I hadn't achieved anything yet. True, I haven't achieved anything yet, but that doesn't mean I won't. That doesn't mean that I won't eventually achieve something, or I won't make you feel something at some point. You know, I'd like to think that I've been through a lot more traumatic experiences than other people, but I'd be wrong. There have been people who've gone through very similar situations in different outcomes. I'm getting off track again. Final words, I guess, would be... Or no, I need to tell you my New Year's resolutions. New Year resolution 1. Make a video every day. Even if it's nothing special, if it's just me standing in front of the window talking about what I wrote today, or talking about the anime that I watched yesterday, or what else. There's so much I could talk about that I don't talk about, simply because I don't feel it'd be entertaining enough. But I finally got the point. A YouTube channel is what you make of it. You need to make it original to set yourself apart from everyone else. So I guess that's what will make me original, is that this YouTube channel isn't for vlogging, it isn't for gaming, it isn't for anime reviews or music reviews. It's for everything. You know, be myself is what I've been told. Be yourself. If you're going to do this, be completely original. Be yourself. Talk about what you enjoy and talk about what drives you. What drives me is everything. Music, art, anime, storytelling. Even the most trivial of things like politics, world order. You know, there's so much shit that goes on in the world that we don't talk about in normal news, that you might see on the internet, but they don't talk about on the news. So much, there's so many different things to talk about. And people say, but you want to have a target audience, and you want this, and you want that. Can't I just be myself? Can't I just talk about the things that I enjoy for once? Like, okay, maybe I like gaming, but that doesn't mean that I need to be completely devoted to just gaming, or just anime reviews, or any of that. I mean, we're coming into the new anime season, so I'm gonna be watching a lot of anime. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a weebo like that. An otaku. I mean, I don't have fucking hundreds of figurines and manga books and like that scattered across my room. But then again, I don't have anything anymore. You know, I let go of everything that I own so that I could stay with my family. But that's not gonna stop me from watching anime. It's not gonna stop me from reading manga. It's not gonna stop me from doing what I like to do. And that's what my final word should be. Your New Year's resolution is to be yourself. Just be yourself and do what you want to do. Because in the end, that's all that really matters. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, rate, subscribe. Peace out.